So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
It just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2. This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
Yeah, Donald Trump is totally not trying to fire Jerome Powell. I'm going to talk about that. The rate announcement is later this week, so I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. And some people just want to hold on to the lie and not accept reality, so I'm going to show you more reality. Let me get this out of the way. Do I think Jerome Powell needs to cut rates? Yes. Why? Because he's holding up the rest of the world. The rest of the world needs to cut rates. So he needs to ease up a little bit. Should he be fired? No, absolutely not. Is the Trump administration manufacturing a bullshit reason to fire him? Oh yeah. The president cannot fire Jerome Powell. However, the Board of Governors, including the Fed chair, can be removed for cause by the president. What kind of cause? Oh, you know, like billions of dollars in cost overruns on a renovation. And as you can see in that video, they added an entire building that was completed 5 years ago to the current renovations. You can hear people from the Fed ridiculing this, saying, well, why don't you just throw in the entire Capitol? They know what's happening. They know what's happening. This is all bullshit. We all know why this bullshit is happening. They're trying to cover something up. Would this be a terrible event if Jerome Powell were to be fired? Yes, this would be a terrible event. All right. Some of you just want to hold on to this lie like it's part of your very being. The housing cost crisis is a global issue. This is from Ireland. We need to confront the reality that the housing shortage can't be solved. Oh, interesting. You know what they want to do in Ireland? They're saying they need to build more housing to bring housing back down to previous affordability levels. Recent data indicates the population is growing much faster than assumed. I got a question. Where are all these people coming from? I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. But the thing is, home prices are going up in India as well. Average housing prices across the top 8 cities in India witnessed a 10% annual rise. So pardon me, but I'm going to ask a stupid question maybe. Okay? If everywhere in the world, everywhere, I showed you Vietnam, I just showed you India, the United States, Mexico, Europe, if everywhere is seeing an influx of people, where are these people coming from? Where's the outflow? And no one's been able to answer this question. If we build more, we're going to increase the demand on the goods and services that go into building a house, the material and the people. If we increase the demand on the goods and services, how is that going to reduce the costs? Won't that increase the costs? Especially if we're doing it everywhere in the world? And then there's the people that don't understand exchange rates. I showed you the other day, the median home price in the United States is $435,300. When you convert the currency from US dollars to Canadian dollars, you get $600,000, just shy of $600,000. Oh, where are you going to find a $600,000 house in Canada? How about here in London? They're all over the place. And before you say anything, London is 500,000 people, eh? Like, we're not some backwater town. So my first example is this one. Yeah, it's above 600,000. It's 6.25. But this is just the first one. 530. Not a shit neighborhood. Not a bad house. 499.9. 589.9. As you can see, this is not a 600 square foot shoebox. Can you find a home like this for that price around Vancouver or in the GTA? No. Will you ever be able to do that? No. But can you find it in this country in some place worth living? Yes, absolutely. All right, let me wrap it up with a preview of the rate announcement. We all know the rates should be cut. Even RBC knows the rates should be cut. But will they cut rates? No, because of the shit show that's happening with the Fed right now. Bank of Canada poised to hold rates steady, and then they talk about how shitty everything is. And then there's this dead giveaway, what's holding the BOC back? RBC would not ask the question, what's holding the BOC back? Unless they believed the BOC was holding back on rate cuts. Rate cuts that this country absolutely needs. And then at the end of the article, they talk about what's coming up in the Canadian calendar and all this stuff that's happening in the US calendar to let you know that the problem is the United States. And the folks at the Fed and Jerome Powell are a little preoccupied at the moment. So will we see a rate cut next week? No. Do we need a rate cut? Yes.